Hi, my name is Mitch Mitchell of TT Mitchell Consulting Incorporated. Got a question for you. If you're in a leadership position, do you have written policies for how to handle certain things in the office? And I'm not talking about decorum. I'm not talking about how do people dress. And I'm not talking about what time they have to be at work. I'm talking about actual procedures, different things that you have to address. If you're manufacturing, for instance, are there procedures for how to make things? Or if you're in accounting, are there procedures for how you do the books for each one of your clients in a certain way that they're laid out? You know, one of the things that I run into all the time is you go places, or I go places, and people say, well, this is how we do this, and this is how we do this. And you ask them, well, do you have a procedure? And most of the time, they don't have anything written down. It's just something that they know. And the problem isn't necessarily what they know, it's what they don't know. I'll give you a weird example. Earlier today, something I've been thinking about for a week, but earlier today I had a conversation with one of the people in the department that I'm working with. And I said, you know, y'all have this thing where we look at certain items and we're looking to see what they are, with the intention of if they are allowed to be charged or not. And there's certain rules for these types of things. The problem is that they don't really have a process. I mean, there have been times where just because these things come in from all these different departments, they just put them in and they have this calculation and they have this low dollar amount calculation. And what I said to the person today is, you know, I'm of the opinion, based on all these things that I've been looking at, out of all this research I've been doing, that probably none of that stuff would be separately reimbursable. Or, you know, it's not chargeable. You can charge it, but you're not going to get anything for it. And I'm of the opinion that there should be a better policy on how to do this. And I mentioned that last week I talked to someone else who there was something I was going to take away from them. And the guy said, well, no, you can't do that because we use that and we use this and we use this and we build this. And this ends up being a very important item for us to use. And I said, well, boy, ooh, that's dicey because there's nothing here in this thing that is legit. But we found a way to kind of get around that. The thing is that even this thing he ends up creating, which is necessarily, you know, a necessary item to use, gets no money. And yes, I'm talking healthcare. It's healthcare is an odd thing, and it doesn't really matter all those details. It comes back to the thing where it's talking about process and procedures and policies. And if you don't have those kinds of things, then you're basically guessing, or you're making these arbitrary decisions. Not really something that I'm used to, not something that I like. A lot of times when I go into places, I have the ability to rewrite policy or to actually write new policy. And I run it by people. You know, it's not that I just write something and then we just implement it. That's just how that is. I share it because, you know, I'm not going to be there forever. And the people who are left need to understand it, need to kind of, you know, be on board with me, because if they're not, as soon as I leave, they're just going to throw it out. And then what's the point of even starting? So I'm asking you, have you thought about policies? Have you thought about writing these things down, putting them in a procedure book? You know, that makes a great training tool when you bring new people in. I'm just saying. So think about that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Give me a like on this. Yes, please give me a like. Share, subscribe, you know, but comment. Let me know what you think. Mitch Mitchell, y'all take care.